The journal begins right after the first presentation is completed and in the voice thread for week 3. You can do it right now if you choose to. In week 2, the assignment is for the In the News. Watch the In the News. Watch as many of them as you possibly can. That is the enrichment of this class, is to watch other people's presentations. You have no idea how inspirational it can be and how much it's in your psyche when you watch one after another. When you're sitting in a classroom and you're sitting there and there's a speech after speech after speech, that's really positive energy coming toward you, whether you're even cognitive of it or not, but it is making an impression on you. So I'm asking you to please watch your peers' presentations. Okay, first one, In the News. That's week 2. Week 3 opens up the journal for that presentation. And I will show you the journal right now. There are 4 journals altogether, and they're going to come right after each presentation. So you have the In the News, the Informative, the Persuasive, and the Personal Experience Brief Opinion. 4 journals. So here we are in week 3. And you'll see it right here where it says peer review and a little bit of instructions there. It says 1 journal entry will be the minimum of 3 paragraphs. Could be more if you wish to. So you're going to select 3 students, 3 peers, and you're going to write at least 1 paragraph per peer. So that's the minimum, but you may do more. This same assignment is going to come at you during the final exam, and I definitely expect you to write more than 1 paragraph per person. And in the final exam, you're going to be selecting 1 person, or maybe 2, for you to peer review again. So, but this is a good beginning, especially the first time you do it. It's really a lesson in listening and self-reflection. To teach is to learn twice. And as you're watching other students work and commenting, you start to see best practices or the subjectivity of a presentation. And hopefully you put that on yourself to even improve your own presentation. So right here it says 1 reflective paragraph per student is required. It does not have to be more. This is practice in decoding as a listener. So this is the first time you're doing it. Thank you very much. So right here it says peer review critique journal, number 1, 3 per week. You will not receive credit for completing the journal until you have created 3 critiques based on 3 of your peers. So if you click on this right here, and you'll get to this page right here, you will see some instructions where it says please select 3 of your classmates for the In the News presentation. That was in week 2. The following will be your guide, these prompts right here. Now, if you decide there's another prompt that appeals to you more, please go ahead. This is just to guide you as I would if we were in the classroom. The first one says, does the speaker make the audience feel part of the presentation? And I'm looking to see what's the energy like for you, the very beginning. What's the first impression the speaker is making? Do they seem to even recognize that there is an audience there? Do they have their energy up? Are they making eye contact? Are they enthusiastic or at least engaged in their own words so they can connect those to you, make the connection? And the next question is, does the speaker's posture exude confidence? Are they slumped over, arms crossed like in a little ball, or are they sitting up straight? You do not have to stand up for your presentations, obviously, but your posture still can be much more open, even sitting down, that it does show that you're confident and you're not trying to wiggle out of the situation of not wanting to speak. And then the third and fourth, 1 area I truly enjoyed about the presentation and 1 area of possible improvement. And that improvement question is interesting because many times students will write about they'll say, okay, improvement. If I were to do that speech, I would have added visual aids. Well, our speeches are very short, so we don't always have time for visual aids. So that's not a criticism. That's just saying, oh, I would have done this too. it's really good for you to know that no matter what you do for your assignments, there's always another way to change them. There's never been a time that I have done a presentation that I don't look back and think, if I ever did that again, this is what I would change. It's not a negative, it just shows you all the choices there are. So then right here you would create the thread. So it says create journal entry, not really a thread, just the create right here. And you can put your answers right in here, the 3 paragraphs, and then press post entry, or you can do an attachment of a file, a Word document, and do it that way, either way. And yes, title it. The only person who is going to see this journal, my hand, the only person who's going to see this journal is me. It does not go to the peer. It doesn't go to the peer because it's not about the peer, it's about you. It's about you being a teacher. It's about you looking for the review or the critique. And it's the first time you're doing it, so I'm not expecting, that's why I don't expect more than a paragraph per student, because I don't expect you to have all this, things to say when we're all learning together. But there's 4 of them, and maybe by the 4th one you do have a few more things to say. And when you do share your ideas about your peers, many times they're incredibly complimentary and appreciative. I say go back to that voice thread and leave a text telling the student that you liked the topic or that you enjoyed their presentation. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be a critique, but just a comment. All right. Okay, so that's the journal, and that starts on week 3, and there will be 4 of them, and it's 20% of your grade, so please do it. And it's 3 paragraphs per week, the minimal, but you can write more. And this is all going to come back to you in the final exam when you are going to be asked to select 1 peer or 2 peers that you were following in the journals and go back and now write another critique based on this criteria, if this criteria works for you, but more than just 1 paragraph, giving me a little bit more of an assessment of what you see from the way they deliver their presentation, to the content, to the engagement, etc. It's very subjective. As long as you say something that makes sense, you're good to go. All right, I'm going to click off right now.